Hey guys, AJ here, back with another live for you. So, guys, we are going to talk about accusations today. And I've done, a couple of videos and lives on accusations against men this year, but this Conor Mac thing kind of, just is just kind of bringing this back up, right? And guys, look, if you are even a regular guy, you got to watch your butt, all right? You got to watch where you go. You got to watch what you do, because these allegations, man, all it takes is one woman saying something and you're doomed, right? And it goes even worse for famous guys, right? Guys that have money, power, fame, social status. You don't even need to be rich. You just need to have status, right? You look at the whole Brian Banks thing, right? Brian Banks, and we can go over him in a little bit too, right? But yeah, guys, all you need is something to set yourself apart from other men, whether it's status, whether you're good at a sport, whether you're tall, I don't know, man, and these women can do this to you. Absolute clown world, man. Absolute clown world. So, guys, this just broke, right? This broke earlier today. Look at this. Conor Mac accused of rape of a woman at the NBA Finals. So, guys, Conor Mac, he was at the game because he I don't know, he had something where he was advertising his it was like Ben Gay or Icy Hot or something, right? So he punched the mascot in the face. Sorry guys, that's kind of loud. Hold on. This is the whole mascot thing. So he was in on the whole thing or whatever. And let me know if you guys can hear the sound. Let me see. And then he sprays him or whatever. So this is one publicity stunt, right? So he was there and he was having a good old time, And the thing about Conor Mac, guys, is Conor Mac already has multiple accusations against him for SA, right? Now, I'm not saying that what this chick is saying is true. What I am saying is this is a bad look for him, because, guys, you shouldn't even be putting yourself in a situation to be around these knuckleheaded chicks in the first place, right? I mean, come on, right? But guys, Conor Mac's known for there was a video of him at a club in Europe, was shirtless, high on drugs, with a cardboard cutout of his face on his face. So Conor knows how to get down. You know what I'm saying? So I'm assuming he was there, and he's having fun. And then I think maybe someone saw what was going on. Chris Mike, what's up, man? Doug MPA, what's up, man? Rotten Animals in the house too. What's going on, guys? Yeah. So I'm assuming that maybe someone saw that he was having too much fun, and this chick decided, hey, look, I want to get some of that Conor Macgregor money. I don't know, but anyways, so I made a video on this earlier on today, but we can revisit this, and it says so Macgregor, he was part of the entertainment at the game. He sat courtside in seats and even participated in the halftime skit where he punched the Heat mascot multiple times to promote his title sport recovery spray. But according to the letters obtained by TMZ Sports, at one point later on during the evening, he quote unquote violently SA'd a woman inside of a men's bathroom. Now, wait a minute. How did this woman end up in the men's room? That's what I don't get. Okay. And then in the letters, Mitchell claims that NBA and Heat security helped separate the woman from her friend and then forced her into a restroom that Macgregor and his security guard were inside of. Now, wait a minute. So she's trying to say that security grabbed her like Jason did at the end of Friday the 13th, where he grabbed the chick off the boat, grabbed her, and shoved her into the bathroom. That doesn't make any sense to me. Okay. In the letters, Mitchell says that security refused to let the woman exit or allow anyone else, including her friend, inside the bathroom. Then the lawyer claims that Macgregor emerged from inside of the handicap stall. What do you bust out of the handicap stall like friggin' Jack Nicholson? Here's Johnny. Hold on. What was that movie? Jack Nicholson, The Shining. Hold on. They said that he jumped out of the handicap stall looking like this, guys. My name is Conor Macgregor, right? Please. Anyways, okay. That he emerged from inside of the handicap stall and shoved his tongue in the victim's mouth and aggressively kissed her. So this was him at the game. According to the letters, the woman was able to get Macgregor off her by telling him she had to go pee. But then Macgregor allegedly forced her to have, mouth stuff with him. So Macgregor is then accused of grabbing the woman and pinning her against the wall and then attempted to, do bad stuff to her. She says that she was able to elbow him repeatedly, which gave her a window to escape. However, she fled in such a hurry. Now, wait a minute. If all the security guards had thrown her in there regarding the door, how did she get away? She fled in such a hurry, she left her purse, which Mitchell says security guards held hostage until she pleaded with them for its return. According to the letters, so the woman finally got away from it all, went on to report the assault to local authorities, who tells us an officer then encouraged the woman to seek out an attorney. Now, if there was any credence to this, why didn't the cops go and arrest him? So she's trying to say, because now she's trying to say, the cops were in on it too, right? Because she went to the cops, and the cops said, well, you should just get an attorney. Well, if there was anything wrong, wouldn't they have arrested him? That's crazy. And of course, he said that, so now she's seeking settlements with the NBA, the Heat, and Macgregor in lieu of litigation. Look at that. Guys. I'm not going to even play a TMZ clip because, they're a bunch of idiots over here anyways, right? Yeah, F YouTube says, yes, she elbowed an MMA champ who's built to take hits from much tougher men, and he succumbed and got away. And guys, look. I will, look, we don't know, all right? So at this point, it's he said, she said, right? There could be some truth to this. But what we're saying over here is we need evidence before we believe anything, right? I'm not believing what this woman says because there needs to be more evidence. I don't see an arrest. I don't see a police statement report. I don't see any of that. So until then, guys, reserve your judgment, right? Well, of course, this is going to get out and everyone's going to be like, he did this, right? Now, guys, let's go over some of the other allegations he has, right? Okay. Now, this was in January of 2023. Drop in the chat if you remember this, guys. Macgregor investigated for physical assault on Spanish Island. MMA superstar Conor Macgregor is accused of assaulting a woman last summer on Ibiza. So Macgregor, who's a champion, was accused by an Irish woman who claimed that he threatened. that he punched her and threatened to drown her during a party on his boat. Now, guys, they were on his yacht, right? And what I think happened here was this was either one of his girlfriend's friends or some thought that he picked up, and girl started acting up, and I think that he Sparta kicked her off the boat because she was talking silly. You know what I'm saying? He gave her the "that's us Sparta." He kicked her off the boat. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, he denied these too. But ultimately, this is a bad look, guys, because he already has multiple accusations against him, and we all know that while logical people like us, guys, are gonna say, "I don't believe this woman," right? We need evidence. The court of public opinion and the wokey McWoke crowd is gonna be like, "Oh, see, he's a white male, he's a man, he's an evil man, blah blah blah. Believe all women, blah blah blah." Right? Okay. The newspaper reported that the unnamed woman told police that she met Macgregor at a club in Ibiza. Macgregor allegedly invited the woman to the VIP area and then onto his yacht along with his girlfriend and other friends. So the woman alleges next morning that Macgregor punched her in the stomach and chin and threatened to drown her. The woman told police that she jumped into the water to escape him, after which a Red Cross boat rescued her. The woman initially told police after the incident that it wasn't Macgregor, but another man who attacked her. So wait a minute. Wait a minute. I didn't know this. So she had said that it was someone else. But I guarantee she was like, "Oh, wait a minute. I can get some money out of Conor if I say it was him." Look at that. So this case is ongoing. And then this is the original story. This was from like 2020, like late 2020 and 2021. No, wait, this is from 2018, guys. Look at this. Criminal case ends without charges. Now he's getting a civil suit for a grape case. Okay, so this was the first one, guys. This is the first person that leveled charges against him. Okay, so this is 2021, but this happened in 2018. And guys, the issue is in Ireland they don't release names for grape cases. So if the guy's name is the accused is anonymous and the alleged victim is anonymous too. Unlike here where your name is immediately out there. So a lot of people didn't know that this was going on until 2021 when the criminal case was ended. There was no evidence, but then she filed a civil case, right? And that sounds just like, what's his name? Matt Ariza, the punter guy that I did the video on. The police decided not to press charges, but the civil case went forward. Okay, this guy right here. Who remembers him? This guy. The DA in this case, he was an NFL player, decided that there was no evidence and there was no grounds to charge him, but then this woman filed a civil case and said all types of crazy stuff had happened, and they kicked him out of the NFL for the civil case, right? So it's these civil cases that are the issue here, okay? Now, let's see what this says. Okay. Conor Mac has been sued in Ireland by a woman that accused him of raping her in a hotel penthouse. The suit was filed on Monday. This is January 2021, after Irish police and prosecutors declined to pursue criminal charges against Macgregor, whom they had investigated for more than a year. So they did a year-long investigation and decided that there wasn't enough evidence, but she's filing civil charges. Look at that. Karen J. Kessler, a spokeswoman for Macgregor, One of the biggest draws in MMA said in a statement, the allegations against McGregor were categorically rejected, and that McGregor is confident that justice will prevail. A lawyer for the woman declined to comment on the details of the case. The New York Times does not typically identify people who claim that they have been victims of SA. Irish prosecutors also declined to comment, and the police, without naming McGregor, said that they only preferred the case to prosecute accusers. Online records confirm that the woman filed a lawsuit against McGregor and another man this month. Now, guys, I think that what happened maybe is that, Conor tends to get wild because, look, in all these cases, look, filed a lawsuit against McGregor and another man this month. So I'm assuming that he might have a knucklehead in his crew that acts stupid. And then the women go, oh, well, this guy knows Conor McGregor, so I can say he did it too and get money. You know what I'm saying? Look at that. McGregor said to McGregor and the woman grew up in the same area, previously socialized in the same wider circles. In the early hours, December 9th, after exchanging what the lawsuit called flirtatious messages on Instagram, the woman and a friend were picked up by McGregor's drivers and taken to a Dublin hotel, along with one of McGregor's friends. So the woman who had been at a work holiday party believed that she would be partying with McGregor. In the car on the way to the hotel, a bag of the cocaine was produced, and the woman said she took some. Well, in the penthouse suite, so the woman said in the statement of the claim that she was beckoned to the bedroom by McGregor, who asked her to perform a lewd act, which she refused. He then began kissing the woman and removing her clothes over her protestations. After she bit and hit him, he wrapped her arms around her neck and lifted her up 3 times, after which she ceased fighting back. McGregor then told her, that's how I felt in the octagon. I had to tap myself out 3 times. That's how I felt. What? Huh. McGregor then essayed her and demanded that she lie on the bed next to him afterwards. She fell asleep and woke up in the early morning after he left the hotel. Her only memory thereafter is being in the taxi. Huh. According to the statement, the hospital found was that there's bruising on most of her body. A month later, the woman went to the police and reported it, but she has not been able to work since May 2019 because of psychological and emotional problems because of the attack. The suit seeks a sum of 1.475 million euros to 1.759 million euros, or about 1.79 million to 2.13 million. Look at that, guys. That amount would cover the loss of current and future earnings, the sale of her home in the suburb of Dublin, and the purchase of a house elsewhere to escape the reminders of the ordeal. Look at that. Look at that. So, guys, yeah, it looks like this criminal case was dropped, but the civil case is ongoing. And in this case is ongoing, and now he has this going on. Guys, drop in the chat. What do you think happened, right? Like, guys, regardless of what we think, guys, we have to be more careful. Because ultimately, we are going to lose. We are going to lose, right? All it takes is one person saying something, and we're screwed. You know? But this brings me back to, who remembers this guy? Because remember, the Michael Irving case is still going. Let me see. Update. And for those of you guys who don't remember Michael Irvin, do you remember he was supposed to report on the Super Bowl? And then some girl said that he did some that he was inappropriate to her. So they fired him. They took him off of that. And the hotel didn't want to release the footage. And then they got the footage, and it shows that he just sat there and he kind of talked to her for like a minute, and then he left. Let me find the story. This is back in February, guys. Let's see. And let's see if we can find the actual footage here. But yeah, look at this. He was pulled off the Super Bowl. And the 56-year-old Hall of Famer said he was perplexed by the allegations of misconduct. Said the woman making the claim, Irvin North NFL gave any details of the allegation, but it was announced that he will not be part of the big game. He said, "I'm a bit baffled by it all. This all happened in a 45-second conversation in the lobby. When I got back after going out, I came into the lobby. I talked to someone. I talked to this girl. I don't know her. I talked to her for about 45 seconds. We shook hands. Then I left. I don't know." So I believe that he's suing now. There was an update, guys, and I got to find this really fast. Let me see. Michael Irvin lawsuit. Let's see. Because he's suing. Yeah, this is the last right here. So he's suing. Irvin filed a lawsuit. Sorry, guys. Dallas Morning News. 3 witnesses still back Michael Irvin and Marriott lawsuit after video release. Irvin filed a lawsuit against Marriott after a female staffer has accused him of harassment. 6 weeks have passed since Michael Irvin walked into a hotel bar in Arizona. Bryn Davis, Joe Manuel, and Phil Watkins sat atop a high top table and dust cutter inside the Renaissance Phoenix downtown when the former Cowboys wide receiver entered February 5th, shortly before 11. He wore light gray jeans and a tight-fitting gray t-shirt and held a black leather jacket. He was recognized immediately. They gave Watkins, an Australian unfamiliar with football, a brief background on Irvin's career as an athlete and a broadcaster. Through a waitress, so they offered to buy him a drink. He declined, but soon engaged him in conversation. The 3 men were the final people who Irvin interacted with before he met a female hotel staffer. The latter conversation led to the harassment complaint, his indefinite suspension from the NFL network, and now a defamation lawsuit that he has refiled last week against Marriott. He's suing the hotel, his accuser, and then the 3 other employees. Davis, Manuel, and Watkins came forward last month as witnesses in support of Irvin. Since then, like the general public, they have learned specifics about the woman's complaint and seen videos, surveillance footage. I guess they have the footage here, guys, of less than 2 minutes of the talk. Neither development shifted their views. They told the Dallas Morning in phone interviews Friday and Saturday each man expressed desire to see more footage, explaining they believe yet to be released recordings could further demonstrate why, in their estimation, Irving has been unjustly treated. Nothing that I saw in recent weeks made me think, oh, shoot, maybe I think differently now. Maybe I was wrong, Davis said. Nothing like that whatsoever. It just seems so fabricated. It seems more fabricated than it did when it started. Davis, Manuel, and Watkins said neither the hotel nor NFL has interviewed them about what they saw or heard that evening. They expressed disappointment, saying that they have been and remain willing to speak on the matter. While sitting nearby, although not eavesdropping, they noticed no indication that the conversation between Irvin and the woman was inappropriate. Now watch. There's going to be some women going, well, they're men. So how are they supposed to know where the line is? They're men. They're predators, right? Okay. Where'd it go? Okay. On March 10th, a Marriott attorney filed a motion in Eastern District Federal Court that revealed details of the female staffer's accusation. According to the document, Irvin flagged her down to initiate the conversation. Marriott said he touched her arm during the encounter without her consent, causing her to step back, becoming visibly uncomfortable. So the woman reported Irvin made a lewd comment, asking her if she knew anything about having a big black dude inside of her. Okay. She also said that he told her that he would find her later in her work week, a comment that prompted hotel workers to believe Irvin should vacate the property. Irvin said he denies this. Davis and Manuel, so these are the witnesses, disagreed with the Marriott's account on how the conversation began after Irvin took photographs outside the hotel with them all. Look at that, man. Look at that. So, guys, let me know what you think. Look at that. Guys, to the whole Conor thing, right? I really, 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 really think that Conor just gets kind of out of pocket when he's like in public. You know, he might do a little bit of the, you know, of the Bolivian marching powder, right? But the thing is that we don't know what happened. And people are going to automatically assume that they do know what happened. And that's the issue. That is the big issue for me, right? Because what happens is that luckily he's not in jail or anything. Because if you look at the whole Brian Banks story, and drop in the chat if you guys know who Brian Banks is. Brian Banks went to jail for this. And what's funny is they try and make this story about the system and how messed up the system is. And this woman lied and got him put in jail. So yes, the system's messed up, but the person that would actually use the system in this way is even worse. Guys, check out the Brian Banks story because they're acting like, oh, it's this whole thing, about the story of, hope and all this crap. But nothing ever happened to the woman that did this to him. Look at that. He spent all these years in jail. He was supposed to go to the NFL. And it's just sad, man. It's sad. Guys, we have to do better than this. We have to. We cannot keep putting ourselves in these situations because no one's going to believe you and no one's going to care, right? And yes, guys, there are athletes that are evil piece of trash that beat up chicks and act crazy. I'm not saying Conor is one. I'm not saying he isn't, but I'm just saying we don't have enough evidence. He hasn't been convicted of anything yet. And until he is, guys, these people should keep their damn mouth shut, but they're never going to. They are never going to. It's sad. It's really, 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 really sad, man. Guys, let me know if you think that he's guilty or not. Let me know if you believe this woman or not. Right? Because this is crazy. It honestly is. And I don't quite understand why people are just so quick to believe these types of people. I just don't. I really, really, really don't. Here's another video, guys, I want to show you. And this woman, I did part of a review on this. This woman's a lawyer. And she says what to do if you were falsely accused. Here it is. Here we go. And guys, she actually has some good advice because she's an attorney. All right. So let's just go over this quick.
If you're falsely accused of rape, the number one thing to do is to stop talking.
Boom, right there. Already knocking it out of the park. Guys, if you are falsely accused of anything, keep your mouth shut. If a woman especially says that you did something that you didn't do, cut off all contact and get a lawyer ASAP.
This means all forms of communication with the accuser, and we're talking about texting, emailing, phone calls, or communication through social media. Not only do you not want to communicate with your accuser, you don't want to communicate with anyone at all. And you might ask, well, can't I talk to my friends and my family about the allegations? That is also a problem because they can later be subpoenaed and be forced to testify about what you told them.
There you go. So you can't even talk to your mom or your dad or anyone else, because if they can't keep their story straight about what you told them, you're in trouble too.
Many people think that if you're innocent, there's really no reason not to talk or not to answer questions, but that is incorrect. Here's just an example. If you're asked about a very specific date or time, many of us can be mistaken about very specific times. If you make that mistake, then that statement can later be used against you to try to prove that you're not being honest. That's just a small example of how talking can get you into trouble in these circumstances. When it involves law enforcement or other investigative agencies, it's even more important not to talk. You might be told by an investigator that if you don't cooperate, they'll just get a warrant for your arrest. Or you might be told that they just want to get your side of the story and to try to clear things up.
Yeah, right.
But the problem is you're likely to get arrested even if you do cooperate.
Yep. And there you go, guys. Guys, I am not anti-police. I'm pro-good police and anti-bad police, guys. But the police are not your friends. They're not, right? They are not your friends, especially if it's some woman saying that you did something. Well, F YouTube or Chris Mike, help us help you, man. We're here to help you. Okay, we're just trying to clear things up. Okay, we're just trying to, we just need your help. We help us help you, please.
The bottom line is that if the investigator even slightly believes your accuser more than they believe you, they're going to get a warrant for your arrest.
There you go. Can it be made any more clear, guys? Is there any ambiguity there? No, absolutely not.
So ideally what you should do is stop talking and get legal representation as soon as you can.
There you go, guys. Shut up and lawyer up. That's what you should do. And it looks like Conor's already lawyered up, right? Which is good. But guys, I really, really, really don't because they're gonna probably make this seem like it's a pattern of behavior. Razor Gamer, you are correct. You have guys. This is one of the only times we're one of the only countries in the world, and one of the only times in history where you have rights after you're taken into custody. Guys, a lot of countries in the world don't have that. We actually have rights. You have the right to remain silent because anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to an attorney. Get an attorney. And you see just knuckleheads are just thinking that, oh, yeah, well, I can just represent myself. No. Hold on. Let's go here.
Unfortunately, even in our system of checks and balances, Police and prosecutors do make mistakes. Prosecutors will occasionally prosecute a case that relies heavily, if not entirely, on a witness who lied, exaggerated, or fabricated.
Are you telling me that witnesses lie? No way. You don't say, right?
His or her claim. You may think that once a prosecutor has filed its case, your situation is hopeless given the awesome power the government has at its disposal. However, nothing can be further from the truth. A seasoned and aggressive criminal defense attorney who knows the courts can help defeat your charges and utterly destroy the credibility of the accusing party. On a side note, you may even be able to pursue a separate civil action against the complaining party if you are acquitted of your charge.
That's true.
And you may be able to recover substantial money damages against the lying witness.
And that's what Matt Araiza is doing. The punter for the Bills. That's what he's doing. He said when this is over, he's going to sue his accuser. He's going to sue her lawyer. He's going to sue everybody, which he should do. He should do.
Back to the criminal case, your attorney can enlist the help of an investigator to uncover the witness's deceitful statements and representations, thereby helping you reveal to the prosecutor and, if the case goes to trial, to a jury of your peers that the witness is a liar and conjured up the facts that led to your arrest. As a criminal defense lawyer, this is one of the most satisfying aspects of my career, to vindicate the rights of my clients, to unmask the accuser as liar, to help innocent men and women go free, and to help see to it that the light of truth prevails in the halls of justice.
Yeah, there you go, man. Hey guys, so we all joke about the whole like Better Call Saul slime bag attorney, but guys, those are the types of guys you want on your side. Those are the types of guys you want, an aggressive attorney, because I'd rather be broke having to pay attorney fees than sitting in jail for something I didn't do. You know what I'm saying? And guys, this whole no, I'm not doing it. Guys, let me know if you've been falsely accused of anything, or if you know someone that's been falsely accused, right? Because this is not a joke, man. This is not a game, and this is happening more and more and more. It's happening everywhere. There was one case of a woman who lied. The Eleanor Williams case. I did a video on that. She had lied and said like 7 or 8 dudes did stuff to her. And look at this. Stanford University. Oh wait, no, this is saying that they hold on. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Stanford University employee charged with lying about being raped. A 25-year-old Stanford University employee was arrested Wednesday and charged with felony perjury for allegedly lying about being raped twice on campus last year. Jennifer Ann Greaves of Santa Clara first reported a false essay in August when she told a nurse at Valley Medical Center in San Jose that a man grabbed her while she was at campus parking lot, dragged her to a restroom, and essayed her. In October, she went to the Stanford hospital to get another rape examination and told the nurse conducting the exam that she was returning to her office from lunch when a man grabbed her arm, forced her into a basement storage closet, and raped her. Both of Greaves' essay examination kits were analyzed quickly given the extreme public safety risk. The results were not consistent with her story. Guys, this just happened March 15, 2023. Okay? Look at that. And in January, during an interview with DA, Greaves is said to have admitted to lying about the grapes and written them. So, guys, and of course, she probably said, some big black guy did it. It was a big black guy with a hoodie on. And next thing you know, all the cops are all beating up all the random black dudes walking around. Clown world. Okay. She stated she was upset with the victim. Okay. She said to have admitted to lying about the grapes and written an apology letter to the man who was the target of her allegations. Look at that. So she actually named the guy's name. She stated she was upset with the victim because she felt he gave her false intention and turned her friends against her. What? Greaves was charged with 2 felony counts of perjury and 2 misdemeanor counts of making a false crime to nurses. A false crime report. It was not immediately known if she had an attorney or if she would speak on her own behalf. They're going to fire her behind. These false reports are damaging both for true survivors of SA and for members of our community who experience fear and alarm from the reports. The university said, adding that false reports in SA cases are rare. Sure, they are. Santa Clara Valley DA called the alleged false reports a rare and deeply destructive crime. And now the legitimate victims wonder if they will be believed. Of course, the reports led Stanford police to issue campus-wide electronic alerts, which prompted widespread fear and protest in October by hundreds of students who marched to demand university officials do more to protect students, because of course they did, right? Guys, I knew it. Guys, let me know if that's a matter of fact. Let's look. Stanford ran protest. Let's see. Okay. Let's see if we can find the news case for this. Okay.
25-year-old Stanford employee was arrested after prosecutors say she lied about being raped on campus. The Santa Clara County DA's office says Jennifer Grease reported that she had been raped in a parking garage in August. Then, 2 months later, she said she was raped in a storage closet. In both reports, Grease said that she was attacked by a black man in his late 20s.
Of course. There you go.
Investigators.
I knew it. Just like it was Andrea Yates said that a black guy took her car and deleted all 5 of her kids, right? Of course. Yes, of course. And now just random innocent black dudes are trying to walk to math class or walk to freaking economics class, and the cops are, so what are you doing here? Do you go to school here? Come on, man.
Say they believe she fabricated the reports because she was angry at a coworker who fit the description of her alleged rapist.
Look at that, guys. Look at that. I knew it. I fucking knew it, dude. Look at that. Absolutely insane, man. Oh, wait, here we go. So this is okay, so this was the news report.
A tense atmosphere tonight on the Stanford campus, extra police patrols and students on edge after a reported rape.
Yeah, a student says she was grabbed, taken into a bathroom.
So this is the original story.
Yesterday. It happened in broad daylight while summer classes were underway. NBC Bay Area's Ian Cole has the latest.
Stanford police sending out a campus-wide alert after a student says she was grabbed by a man in a parking lot, dragged into a bathroom, and raped around 5 p.m. Tuesday. It happened near Wilbur Hall, and she says she believes she's seen the man on campus before. She later spoke with someone who's a mandatory reporter who told police last night. Tonight, officers are increasing patrols.
It was pretty alarming, and it was crazy because it's during just broad daylight. There's even more sun than there is right now.
Stanford summer.
Gee, could it be that it didn't happen? It's crazy that something like that would happen in broad daylight. Gee, could it be that she just lied about it? Come on.
Our classes are in session while most students return in late September. Brooke says it happened right near where she lives.
It essentially happened within a 500-foot radius, of a bunch of students, including everybody in my cohort.
Police say the victim isn't ready to speak with them yet, so they don't have many specifics. They also don't have a clear suspect description. Many students are talking tonight about being more vigilant.
We're like talking about like walking each other into the garages now and making sure that each of us are like getting into our car safely.
Stanford police are also asking if any students were in the area and happened to take a picture showing a person or a car in the background near Wilbur Hall yesterday to contact them. At Stanford, Ian Cole, NBC Bay Area News.
Absolutely crazy, guys. Let me know what you think. You know what I mean? I don't know, like why and of course they didn't make it big news that that the girl lied, right? So people still probably think that there's some black guy out there doing this, right? And guys, another thing here too. Let's look at this.
Our top story tonight.
Guys, you know, let's shift away from the grape thing. And guys, look, the whole West Coast is just a shithole at this point, right? Guys, LA, Portland, Oregon, San Francisco, Seattle, shitholes, right? And guys, look at this video here. I was watching this. San Diego locals give up on calling the police on the homeless. Guys, let me know if you would ever move to the West Coast at this point. And guys, I'm going to drop a link for anyone who wants to join. Look at this. San Diego locals give up on calling the police on the homeless. Look at that.
More shocking numbers from the streets of San Diego. In the month of April, over 1,000 people were considered homeless for the first time, while over 700 found housing. The numbers simply not adding up, and that combined with the mental health crisis means 911 calls are increasing, and that is putting a strain on law enforcement. KUSI's Dan Planty is
mental health. You mean fentanyl?
In Harbor Island with more on the shocking numbers. Dan, a sad story that sadly is not getting any better.
Yeah, unfortunately, every day we wake up, it gets worse, not better. We always hope for better news the next day, but unfortunately, the numbers from April are absolutely astounding. You just said 1,141 people going out into the streets for the first time, whereas 714 actually found housing. Fabulous for those people who got off the streets and found housing. Not good at all for the 1,141 that went out there. As you might imagine, when you have this many homeless people living on the streets with the mental health issues, with the drug issues, and obviously desperation everywhere, well, you're going to get police calls. But unfortunately, the police can't always respond to these things, particularly when there are so many calls coming in on so many homeless issues. I got a chance to catch up with a variety of people who are involved in this particular issue. Take a look at what I found.
For a city government that claims the homeless crisis is the #1 priority, these latest numbers show a different story. In the month of April alone, 714 homeless people got off the street and found housing.
Yeah, right.
That's the good part. Unfortunately, 1,141 people somehow became homeless.
Dude, what is this guy on right now?
For the first time.
Man, what is in that fentanyl, dude?
Almost double the number of people getting out,
Look
and that's
at
just
that.
the month of April.
And that's just downtown, and it's not going to stop because as the
Look at this guy.
numbers released today show, more people are becoming homeless than are getting out of homelessness.
Almost everywhere you go in San Diego these days, you will see things that will shock the senses. Serious mental health issues on display almost everywhere you go. In some cases, these people can.
Guys, San Diego was a nice city for a long time. It's just turning into the rest of the West Coast now,
can turn violent, and there's no choice but to call 911. But what happens when you call?
To be honest, I don't call the cops. They won't come. And when they do come, all they're going to do is give them a ticket. And for me, that's not worth my time and my effort.
In terms of pure numbers, the cops are outnumbered by the homeless in San Diego. Right now, about 1,800 active police officers with at least 4,000 homeless within the city limits.
Well, that's what happens when you vote to defund the police, right? Right, guys? Let me see. Let's see here. Yeah, here we go. Matter of fact, look. A year after defund demands, San Diego may hike police spending again. You guys, you can't make this up, man. Look at that. And this was 2021. Look at this. After last year's marathon budget hearing, it was hundreds of community members and activists tried and failed to persuade city council to slash police spending. A clear aspirational message emerged. The progressive members of the council who were sympathetic to the request began arguing that as disappointing as the decision was, change would come in future budget cycles. So the vote to overcome the mayor's veto weren't there. The detailed analysis of the SPD spending, which would serve as a roadmap to potential cuts, hasn't been done. A lot has changed. The elected city mayor Todd Gloria, a Democrat, and city council now has an 8-1 Democratic majority. The city's independent budget analysis produced lengthy analysis of SPD spending. So the federal government passed a massive cough package, which combined with our slow and steady crawl out of economic shutdown has repaired the city's budget. Yet one thing hasn't changed. Said the mayor's budget proposed an increase in spending for the 11th year. Hold on. Continuing crime has made them so basically, guys, they're trying to defund the police. No, excuse me, and now they're trying to give more money again. Absolute clown world, man. Look at this.
Unfortunately, the homeless population keeps growing and the police keep shrinking.
Since 2020, we've lost over 500 officers in the San Diego Police Department. With that high of a turnover rate, we have a very, very junior police force. We're not filling our academies right now. And what's even more critical is that in 2025, we're scheduled to retire over 100 officers. And so right now, we need to be funding our recruitment and retention efforts more than ever.
Make no mistake, this is a serious humanitarian crisis growing by the day on the streets of San Diego. Some of these people simply need a helping hand to get out. Others are suffering from serious mental health issues and drug abuse. At any time, they could lash out.
We had a homeless person come in here and spit on my manager at the time, and I had to get in between them. And cops didn't show up till later that night and the next day. So didn't help at all.
Keep in mind the police.
Guys, look at this. Democratic mayors defunded their police while spending millions on their own police protection. Oh man, it figures. In 25 major U.S. cities, officials have already cut or have proposed cutting funds from police budgets. However, in as many as 20 of those same cities, mayors and other city officials enjoy the personal protection of dedicated police security detail. In many cities, these security cost taxpayers millions of dollars. So Chicago spent $17.3 million between 2015 and 2020 to guard unnamed city officials. And this is Chicago with that Lori Lightfoot when she was mayor. That knucklehead. San Francisco spent $12.4 million to protect the mayor after they said that they'd defund the police by $120 million. Look at that. New York. The city slashed $1 billion from its $6 billion police budget, reallocating $354 million to mental health, homelessness, and education. But the cuts haven't yet materialized. That while Mayor Bill de Blasio sports an NYPD security detail. Look at that. Baltimore, of course, right? Spent $3.6 million for 14 police to cover Mayor Brendan Scott. What? $3.6 million. What? How? Let's see here. How much is that per officer, guys? That is crazy. But it's Baltimore, you know. Divided by 14. $257,000 per officer. Man. And they defunded their police budget like $22 million. San Diego, $2.6 million for 12 full-time officers to protect the mayor. Denver, Colorado. In the last six years, Social Security has cost nearly $4.2 million. A city spokespeople in St. Louis, Missouri, Durham, Madison, Wisconsin, Rochester, Norman, Oklahoma said that their officials don't have a police detail. Look at that, guys. Guys, this is a big shit show. And all these places where they're voting to defund the police, just don't even move there. Just don't even go. It's just a bad look all the way around. So, yeah, guys, well, back to Conor Mac, man. I mean, I'll be interested to see where this goes. It's interesting that like he didn't get arrested. So I don't know if she's gonna try and do like a civil case. But don't you need criminal charges to do a civil case? I don't know. I don't know how civil cases work. Drop in the chat if you guys do know how civil cases work, because I don't know, man. But this is a bad look for him, because they're gonna try and say this is a pattern of behavior. Cat Wag says maybe the politicians pissed the people off less, they wouldn't have to protect themselves. Facts, man. Facts. We shouldn't have politicians that are so utterly likable, you know, because there isn't a single politician right now that I like. I can't stand all of them, dude. But the guys, drop in the chat if you can guess the politician that I can't stand the most. That is number one on my shit list. Just take a guess. If you guys listen to me a lot, then you'll probably know. But there's one person in politics that I cannot stand. And I'll give you a hint. No, yeah, I'll give you a hint. It's not a male. I'll give you like a minute or two to guess, guys. And yeah. Conor Mac, though, man. Yeah. There's a couple other false accusations that have happened. But I mean, we just don't know, guys. I keep coming back to we just don't know yet, you know? And once that court of public opinion is closed, you're screwed. Look at this. Man who was wrongfully convicted, sentenced to 400 years, is freed after 34 years in jail. Look at that. Look at that. Wow. 34 years of your life, man. Look at that. Man, oh, can you imagine 34 years of your life just gone? Just gone for no reason. Look at that. Look at this. 16 years. In prison for 16 years as being falsely accused of rape. Is awarded $5.5 million in his settlement. $5.5 million bucks. He was in jail for 16 years, man. Look at that. He spent 16 years in prison. Was accused. Wow. And then another guy went to prison for 40 years. And this is a guy, he got out of prison. He's like, I'm going to be friends with the woman that falsely accused me. Oh, yeah. This is this knucklehead right here. So this is the woman who accused this guy And she lied, and she made a memoir, and then it was going to be a movie. And the director, or the person that was adapting it for a film, was like, this doesn't make any sense. And look, they already had the casting and everything. The producer of the show was like, something's wrong here. Like, I don't think that this is true. And then he hired a private eye who figured it out. Wow. Look at that. Look at that, man. All because, and then she's gonna be like, yeah, you know, I'm not gonna sully this proceeding by saying, I'm sorry. That doesn't cut it. This should have never happened. This is clown world, guys. Guys, please be careful out there. Be careful out there. Because once this happens to you, you're screwed. Absolutely screwed. So, all right, you guys. I just want to touch on this case. I'll keep you guys updated on this case here. And yeah, guys, I'm going to show you. So for those of you guys who didn't guess. I can't stand her, dude. I cannot, dude. I cannot, dude. She's the worst. She's the worst. Anyways. All right, you guys. I'm gonna shut this down for now. I appreciate you guys. Like, subscribe. I'm out of here. Have a good one, guys.